welcome back to Apple Tree Allotment. I've come down here on a Friday afternoon this week, so it's nice to get a bit of peace and quiet time to do this. Yeah, I've got a few little jobs to do today, and there's quite a lot going on at the moment on the allotment. So it's quite cool to see things progressing and starting to get ready to harvest some stuff and seeing progress on other things. Yeah, so the jobs I've got to do today, I've brought down a few bits. I've brought down our grass clippings in that plastic tub, and I'm going to put those on top of some of the autumn potatoes that are growing up. I've also brought down a bag of compost, and I'm going to put that on the two potato beds that were quite low. So I'll top those up with that. They'll probably need more, but I thought I'd start with one and see how we get on. And I also brought down some more water out of our water butt at home that's overflowing. Save wasting it. I thought I'll probably use a little bit to water today, and then anything left will go in the water butt at the back there. There's been some progress on the other plot as well, the new plot, so I'll show you that at the end. But yeah, as you can see, the pumpkins are making their way forward even further and higher. They look amazing. I love growing pumpkins because they just go mad. Yeah, so pumpkins are doing really well. Still not a massive amount of fruit on these yet. There are a few. There's loads of flowers, and you can see behind the flowers there's little pumpkins growing. So you can see on that one, for instance, there's a lovely little one there. That might even be a butternut squash, because it's quite long, that one. Ooh, that'd be interesting. It might have got mixed up. That's cool. I was just watching, I showed you the footage a second ago of a bee going in one of the courgette flowers. It's going from flower to flower, pollinating everything. Just lovely to see. There's certainly been less this year, I feel. Less butterflies, less bees. Even on all our lavender and stuff at home, there's definitely been less. So I don't know if that's a weather thing or what. Yeah, we've got lots of lovely, so beautiful, these flowers. I've seen people start to harvest their corn. I did look, and it did say August to September. So in a little while, these are all brown on the silks. So in a little bit, I'll pull one of these back and see if they're ready. Be nice if a few of them are. So our three sister beds still doing really well. The beans right up to the tops of all of these now, coming off the tops of some of these. I don't know if other people have done this, three sisters. What happens to the beans at that point? Do they just sort of start climbing onto other sweet corn? I don't know, they're sort of trailing everywhere, which is cool. I might just sort of hang them on other ones. And there's lots of little flowers come in, so I think there's going to be lots of beans on them. Saw a really nice purple one down here. Yeah, so there's definitely lots of beans coming. I haven't spotted any actual pods yet, but yeah, they look good. The pumpkins, this giant pumpkin, still growing away. Thank you. There's a couple of people said about when to harvest them, and I watched a few videos. People saying different things you can check. The sort of, I'm not sure what you call that really, but the vine that goes into the pumpkin. So this is going, I had a look, and people were saying when they go sort of dark green or brown, then they'll be ready, and probably to leave this for a little bit. This one's quite yellow, but yeah, I don't think it's quite ready. It is sounding quite hollow, this one, but yeah, it looks good still. It has changed colour a little bit. It's changed to a more of a paler colour. So yeah, we'll leave it for a little while. I mean, obviously they're not really meant to come out till more towards, I guess, October, end of September, October. So yeah, they should have a little while left yet. We'll come around this side and look at the other pumpkins. So this is a different variety. They're really nice pumpkins, these. And that looks a bit yellow on there as well. Yeah, they're really nice looking pumpkins, those two. See if there's any more hiding away. There was a few in here, and loads of beans. You can see the beans, especially on this one, absolutely loads going up here. Yeah, so looking forward to those. Hopefully we'll get lots of different beans. There's quite a few people with runner beans on the allotments. Yeah, so there's definitely people growing quite a lot this year. The potatoes, so these have done really well. So we planted, so that was the last one we planted a week ago, and there's already one potato coming up in there. Two actually, I can see two. And I think the next ones we did were these two, and these have got coming up as well. So these are the two that were a bit lower in compost. So I'll add half a bag to each of these, and just cover them over a bit, let them grow up, try and get rid of some of these ridges a bit. Yeah, and then the one at the back there, that's sort of the first one I planted, so they're sort of biggest. I'll put the grass clippings around those, build that up a little bit. That bed's a lot deeper than the other two, so that's looking good. Really hopeful for these. Hopefully we don't get an early frost or anything, and they'll do well. Courgette wise, so this plant has probably got 3 or 4 courgettes to harvest. I know on the other two plants there were a few as well. So yeah, we've certainly got quite a few courgettes ready for today. I did come down here start of the week, I think. That might have been the end of the weekend, and we picked up some more horse manure. There's a little farm stables near us, and they sometimes just pop it out the front for people to take. But it appears, I think everyone on the allotments sort of are quite keen to get it, so it goes really quickly, which is quite funny. Yeah, so we grabbed that, and I'll put that either in a bed or in our compost heap at some point. Yeah, and I'll show you, there's quite a few yellow courgettes in there, you can see. I'm not sure if there's any green ones. The green ones really haven't done as well this year. There's some over the other side there, I can just see down there. Yeah, they really haven't produced as many green ones. I would say yellow ones have had twice as many this year. So yeah, I'm glad I planted those, and I'll definitely plant those again. I don't know if other people have had that experience this year. Yeah, weird. The main crop potatoes, we did start to harvest. We've harvested a row and a half of those, just to see how they're getting on, and we fancied some of the nice big ones, and they're really good. We've used a few of them. We're still probably got 3/4 of the second earlies left to use, so we've still got loads to go. I do want these 2 beds for the chard, so I'll probably leave it another couple of weeks, I should think. But yeah, at some point they'll need to come out, but so far they're keeping really well in that soil, so I'm really happy with that. And when we get more space, I'll be able to leave them in like that more. Yeah, it's a good way to preserve them, I think. The spring onions, they're getting really good. They're probably about 10 centimetres high, most of those now. They're doing really well. A couple of little weeds in here I'll just pull out, but not many. Yeah, doing well. And the same with the leeks. A couple of little weeds to pull out. But yeah, they're doing really well. Really happy with those. Probably just about reaching this grid now, not far off. I'll probably leave that for another week or two. Yeah, and then the Monge 2 peas, so I showed you last week, just putting that tripod up. And they haven't massively attached to it, but who knows. But they're still looking really healthy, really good. They're getting sort of growing up this way quite a lot. Not sure I can see any peas on there. But yeah, looking nice. Yeah, and this bed's still empty, so that's got the it's going to have some beetroot in it, so I'll perhaps bring that down another day and get those in. On the other side, so this is the new plot, so we're going to be taking this on from the start of September, I think. So we are definitely going to have it now, so that's really cool. We did say there was that greenhouse here that was on a decking platform, and we said we didn't want that because we wouldn't be down here every day to water necessarily, and we had to pay for it, so we thought we'd save our money. It was only a sort of cheap, thin one anyway. So yeah, so they've already taken that away, which has brought out a lot of light into this area. I didn't realise how much light it was sort of blocking. So I'm glad we got rid of that actually, because that would have really blocked the light from these beds around here, and also a bit towards our plot, to be honest. Yeah, so they've taken that away. We're keeping the shed. We're going to move the tree. So I'm not sure when they'll do that, or if I'll need to do it. And we're still sort of planning away. We want to keep these raspberry bushes. I'm not sure whether we're going to keep them there or if we're going to move them somewhere else. I'm not sure how well they'll move. Yeah, I might have to research that a little bit. But in general, once I've cleared up a bit, there's some good sort of infrastructure. There's some really good paths. So you can see here there's a good paved path. And I didn't realise, but it does actually go under a lot of this mess. So for instance, there is another one. And I think that goes right across. And there's a path that goes right down there. So I want to keep those because they're in good condition. And they look like they're really flat actually. They've done a really good job of that, whoever did that years ago. So we'll keep that, and then I'm going to take down these beds because they're quite big. I don't like beds that big because you can't sort of reach over to all of it. It's just my personal sort of taste, I guess. But I will keep the sort of 3 rows, I think. I'm still working it out, but I'll probably build beds. I'll take down most of this wood, get rid of all the weeds and everything, and then I think I'll make 3 rows across, perhaps doing them width ways this time instead of long ways. Yeah, make beds going back, and we might have some fruit. We were talking about keeping the raspberries and maybe have some blueberries, and see what else. But yeah, it's actually a much bigger plot than it looks once it's cleared. At the moment there's that old compost bin over there, so I'm going to move that because it's right in the middle. I'm thinking about moving it up to the end here behind our compost bin where that wheelbarrow is, clearing that little spot, because obviously that's between our 2 plots, so no one else will be using it. Yeah, but other than that, yeah, there's a lot of potential. I don't actually think it'll take that long to clear a lot of it, once you get sort of this ground stuff off. There's a ton of strawberries. This whole bed here is full of strawberries and over the back, but I think they're so old that they probably won't be great. So I don't know, I might keep the best of them in a little bed, but not all of them. Yeah, so I thought I'd give you that little update. So first job I'm going to do is put these grass clippings, just going to spread them around these potatoes, cover the soil a little bit, stop them going green when they get to the tops, and give them a bit of protection. The weather's just turning a bit. It was really nice when I left home, but it's starting to spit a little bit now, so I'm going to get through these jobs as quick as I can, I think. There's the bed with the clippings on. It always feels quite counterintuitive putting the clippings all over a bed, but I've done this. I did this for all the beds here, the 6 beds. We had other potatoes on this year. I did last year as well, and it's worked out really well, and they've all basically gone by the time I dig the potatoes up. The clippings are all gone, and the soil's really good. As I say, I did it last year, and the beds, that was, I think, the beds with the pumpkins in, and these 2. Yeah, and the soil's really good. So yeah, I'll definitely do that again. Yeah, it just gives them a bit of protection, I think. And obviously, yeah, stops the potatoes going green so much. Yeah, so that's that one done. I'll do that again next time I mow my lawn. I'll bring some down for another one of the beds, and I'll just do them as and when I can. The other two beds, these were the second ones I planted. So I've got this one and the one behind it. So I did ridge it up, just give them a bit of extra compost. So I'm just going to put half a bag in each of these, just to give them a bit more space. It really wasn't a lot of compost in there. Yeah, so I'll put that in, and hopefully that'll look nice once that's in. That's all the compost emptied out, so half a bag in each, and it has brought up the level. It was just below the sort of second, there's 2 boards high on these boards, these decking boards, so it's just brought it up a little bit, about half a board up. Yeah, which would be great for when I'm planting whatever follows this. I'm not sure what, I haven't sort of thought about that far yet, but yeah, it'd be good for that, and it'd be good for the potatoes to have a bit more space. Looks a bit nicer. I think these were some of the early beds we made, so they weren't, I did put compost in some of them, but some of it was the soil from the allotment site, compost bins, so it wasn't the greatest soil, some of it, so it's nice to get some decent compost in there. Gradually going around, these ones with the sweet corn in now need some compost as well. Once the sweet corn's out, I'll do that after that's all out. I can see they're quite low, those two. Most of the rest are quite far up, but I will dress it all with a little bit of compost at the end of the year, just to keep it topped up, put some more nutrients back in it. Yeah, I've harvested these 3 courgettes. These 2 are quite big. I've left a few of the slightly smaller ones that are almost ready, just so the kids can pick them. They enjoy harvesting. But yeah, I thought I'd pick these before they go mad. So that's my job's done. The rain's holding off, luckily. So I'm just going to have a little water. It's sort of drizzling a little bit, but it's not enough to water really. So yeah, I'll just give it a little water and pick a few little weeds out. It's hardly any, but it's nice to stay on top of it. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that today, seeing how everything's doing. It's definitely really going for it. I'm looking forward to lots of these autumn crops. I hope you're doing well, keeping well. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you soon.